So hoping that all 7 of them show up tonight, but that's a win because sometimes, well, it's always about timing. We always say that, but when people are ready, that's when they decide to hop in. And a couple of the people that I have invited, I was just praying last night, Lord, show me people who live in Murfreesboro. It's 2 hours from where I live. It's right near Nashville. I know people there, but I can't think of who they are. And literally I hopped on my phone last night and a couple people popped up in my newsfeed and it happened to say, so-and-so is feeling blah, blah, blah in Murfreesboro. And I was like, oh my word, this is the Lord showing me these people in Murfreesboro. So anyways, that's a win. If you guys think of it, pray for us tonight because they are calling for some weather, which like an inch in our area is like 20 feet. So, but it's not till after midnight. So hopefully all goes well. But
okay. Awesome.
That's a win
for
the
sharing
day.
Wins, Amy. Like a quick win.
My win is similar to kind of more to Lynn's, but I have a level 1 charity and she keeps signing up people that say they are going to share the business and they do. It's crazy. I've never seen somebody sign up so many runners, like one right after the other. So anyway, just in the past 2 months. But my win is that this past week, she signed up somebody that she'd been chatting with me about, and this lady has Lyme, and she has Lyme really bad, and other things, autoimmune issues with it, you know. So I've been helping Charity, like, you need to send her this, you need to send her this, you know, whatever. And this lady has been on the products now just 1 week, and she's already seen like a whole list of results, which only 1 week is kind of crazy, but it's helping her that fast. So she's already posting. She has more than 30 comments on her first post, and yeah, it's just exciting.
Wow. Yay. Well, when a person of influence posts, we're like, hallelujah. Do you have a quick win, Amy?
Yeah, yesterday, 3 of my girls and I, Sally Ives, Amanda Hardy, and Renee Armstrong, we did a booth at our, it was a Bangor wedding show. It's like one of the biggest vendor events of the year. And a lady who actually runs the event, she's on my team. She's a level 1 of mine. She's not really running anymore, but she's like, hey, you know, I would rather we're only allowed one table per vendor in the area. So you would be the only like health and wellness table if you guys want it. And it was like $450 to have a half of a table. So we were like, "Wah!" So 4 of us split the cost 4 ways, but it was awesome. It was like I had no voice today because we talked so much, but we each came home with we split the names. We each came home with 40 names of people who were interested. We had them put their names in for a drawing for a free bag of Slim and a free a day and night Joyome. And so we get tons of names drawn, and we just talked to tons and tons, tons of people. I say tons, 20 probably would have okay, can I buy it from you today? You know, so that was, and I don't know how, we talked about how could we do it better next time, but I said, honestly, I don't think we could have taken the time to sign people up then because it was so busy. You know, it takes 15, 20 minutes to sign somebody if you're going to do it right, you know. So we just said, you know, we're completely web-based. It ships right to your mailbox. We kind of pride ourselves in taking care of you the right way. So one of us will contact you sometime early in the week. And they're like, oh, that's cool. So anyways, we the 4 of us have a lot of follow-up to do this week. But it was really fun, and it was good for the girls. I can tell it kind of relit their fire a little, encourage them. Mm-hmm. So I'm praying that it boosts their spirits a little bit and that they kind of run with it as well. So I was encouraged by that.
Awesome. Yeah, I feel like sometimes getting out of Facebook when I feel like I do a lot of social media to get out and go talk to people, go meet people. It's exciting because you're like, oh yeah, this is my story. And talking to so many people, I think sometimes we feel like there's so many, it's saturated or something. We have this weird vibe, on social media. But, when you get out, go to the airport, you know, it's, so many people. And, I mean, we're in a little tiny town with not that many people. So it's nice to get out and remember the world is big. We're going to make a post, I think, and probably put it in the threads. The corporate needs an RSVP from everyone that's attending Leaders Retreat in March. I think corporate does, and for sure the house does, the house that we're renting. you want a name of everyone. So if you have people close to earning it or still working on earning it, maybe put their names in the comments and I'll grab those, because I want to encourage people to like go for it. even if for whatever reason they can't come, at least like from a marketing perspective, they should earn it so that their network sees that win that they get. So the other, oh yeah, and can you put in the comments anyone that's pushing for a rank up this month or a re-rank or a certain points goal? I'm trying to really keep track and keep my thumb on like who to encourage because I feel like it's sometimes in this business, it's easy to just be like, oh, whatever happens, happens. And where we need to help people be really intentional, like if they want to rank up, they really have to have like set point goals and make sure they hit those or whatever the goal is, and like really work towards hitting those so that they can see progress. So, okay, my win for the month so far was that I hosted 3 events back to back on Thursday night. And one of them actually was she's been on my team since 2015 and loves the product. She's had 2 people on her team, and I've been like trying to help her go silver so many times. And I actually then kind of forgot about her. But with all the fresh start, fast start stuff, I circled back through my people and wanted to see if they were interested in that little fresh start thing. And I was hosting events to help people share with their friends and family if they wanted to do that. And so she's like, sure, I'll do it. But you know how when you host an event for someone and they just get it? Like she did a live at the end. And then she's like, okay, so if I sign up 3 people, like how much money will I get? Which I thought I already had told her. But anyways, I told her, and I'm like, you have to get these people signed. Like this was Friday. I'm like, you have to close them tonight, like before that thing ends. She went and signed up 3 people. And these other 2 girls that I did events for, I mean, there was some interaction but like nothing, at least so far, nothing happened. But I'm just like, when someone just like goes and does it, like, hallelujah, way to go. So that was my win. I was also excited about Super Saturday. I felt like that was really great training for everyone. Just there was a refresher and just keeping it super simple, super basic. And I feel like we need to continue to repeat. Like Jessica always says, repeat, repeat, repeat. I feel like I am constantly repeating, but like the me plus 3, them plus 3, and then the send, share, invite. Like I want to really try to make sure I'm saying that in the threads and also on the team page. What was the one thing I was going to say really quick? I can't remember. The thought left me. Anyways, also I think that we need to circle back through and find out who was really working to fresh start or even fast start on Friday, and follow up with them. Like if they didn't hit it, and say, hey, go for the 30-day fresh start because you have time. You have 2 more weeks to get that done. So that's what I'm doing with my people, is going back through and saying, you know what, let's keep following up. Let's keep reaching out and help you go silver or help you fresh start. Because, this is what I was going to say. I think we have to make this the culture. Like, I feel like it kind of has been, but we need to like repeat it with our people and remind and not be afraid, like on coaching calls or whatever, just say like, if we're saying that we work this business, at a minimum, we need to be adding 3 level 1s and help one go silver. Because if we're not doing that, like, and we're not helping like our level 1s and our leaders to be doing that, and they're like kind of in management mode, or they're busy, but they're not actually productive. Like, I feel like we need to remind them that they won't have sustained growth if they're not like doing the basics of adding 3 and helping one go silver. And I feel like it kind of cuts to the chase. It kind of cuts the riffraff. If you're like, okay, I need to sign my 3 and I need to help someone go silver. I feel like it cuts some of this extra chitter chatter, or, it just helps me to be focused, or at least it does to me when I'm like, okay, I got to sign 3 this month.
Hey, Meg, I have a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
So on the 30-day fresh start, it's just 100 less, right? So they would get their 100 for going silver and the extra 100 plus the extra bonuses, but theoretically the 200, right? Okay.
Yeah. Yep. I can send, there's 2 graphics that Emily Roberts made that were helpful, like that broke it down super simple.
Okay.
we would only get 100 because we've already gotten silver.
Right.
Right.
I was like, for this girl, I'm like, you've never been silver, so you're gonna get over $400 bonus. Even though she wasn't fast starting, she was fresh starting. By the time you add in the business building bonuses and like the different things, I was like, whoa, nice.
What day is that? February? What does that end?
I don't
11?
remember. I think it was the 12th.
I think.
Which one do you think it was?
I thought it was February 11th, but I mean,
And that might be right. I can look it up in the email. That 3-day business blitz starts tomorrow, which I kind of like tapped out this weekend. I was like meeting with just non-Plexus people and like connecting with people. And so I feel like this weekend I wasn't like super Plexus focused. And then like last night I was like, oh my word, the business blitz is this week. I need to make sure that like we're promoting that. And I need to look at the content, but Jen Hawkins is doing that blitz this week for her team. And so she's going live tomorrow night from her Facebook wall and doing she's inviting people to Facebook Live to share their story. And so I put that in that group because I thought that would be good for people to check out. And I'll probably put some sort of post up today for like a welcome post, or I don't know, excited to start tomorrow. I don't remember what's all in there so far. But on Thursday night, Jess and I are going to a growth conference and in Miami, and we'll be in Miami. But that night, I don't know why we can't do close out the event and do a live. But I'm thinking that we'll just live stream from our Facebook wall, and that we'll invite like maybe 1 or 2 people. Like we'll share a quick snippet of our story, and then we'll maybe invite 1 or 2 people from Facebook Live. But I'm thinking we'll stream it from both of our phones and just have one on silent. That way it's like live from both of our phones. But I was thinking that would be, I don't know why that wouldn't work. And I feel like the world sees it then, because you can put the link on your page and you can tag people and stuff like that. So I was thinking it would be simpler than Google Hangout, and it would be a broader audience than going live in that group. So,
Megan, can you explain that a little bit more? Is that something that we're inviting our potentials to? It's not an IPA blitz. It's a thing that we're inviting. Can you just explain it a little bit?
Yeah, so it's basically like how we've done like a 3-day Joy-Own blitz. It's 3 days of information and testimonies about the business, just like more about the company. And I think I don't even remember, I need to go back and look in what's even in there because all the content is on the Jewel page, but I think there probably will be some live videos. Like I want to keep it super simple and not overwhelming, but to have some live videos on there I think would be helpful just to hear stories. But I think it's going to be especially crucial for our new people to get added in there. Anyone that's expressed interest in the business, or it gives us an opportunity, which hopefully we're following our new system of sharing, asking the question of what their thoughts are about sharing, but giving us an opportunity to swing back through wholesalers or even new people maybe that haven't said whether they're interested or not, but just say, hey, we have this little, to invite them to that, to just learn more about how it works.
And it's officially tomorrow morning.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so the end of the month. This is something that I feel like we need to be proactive in training on for the people working the business, because I have a lot of people that don't do anything at the end of the month. They're just like, it's like, I guess Plexus is just like, something that they just let kind of go with the flow type of thing. But I feel like I wanted to challenge us all to make a video for our threads, like the threads that have our runners in it, and just encourage them, like, this is what I do at the end of the month, where we're really being visible in what we're doing, so that people know, like, oh, I guess I've never checked my back office at the end of the month. I've never looked through to see who is partial PV or who had a subscription that didn't process. Let's see. And oh yeah, this is something Justin was saying to me last night. Like there's a thing where you can tell who's close to going silver. Is it that rank up report or something? Where I think that's the one. Or you probably just have tabs on like who has 1 or 2 ambassadors. But if we can duplicate that down, that's huge, because then the people are going to be having conversations like, hey, you already have 2 people signed up this month. Like let's help you get one more person, and then you can get that fast start thing or fresh start, either one. And even if like, I'm encouraging people to go for the $1.99 packs, but if you even get a 99 pack, like, that'll still help you go silver. That would not qualify for the fresh start or fast start, but yeah. And same with getting people commission qualified, because it affects their points. And sometimes people don't realize that that's important, and just like a practice that they need to initiate in their businesses. Yeah, and just reminding about the fast and fresh start. Okay, here's another question, or a question I have is, I'm feeling like maybe we should revamp the threads. No, I'm not gonna like do away with the current ones. Like I have a working on gold thread. I have one for first post people, and then I have one for golds. And they're huge. Like, there's so many people that are inactive in that, and I feel like it's good because it gives them a forum. Like, it helps us let them all help each other, and not coming to us all the time. And it's a multiple, perspective thread forum. But I'm kind of thinking that I want to ask who is like really intentional about getting to super silver, hitting super silver points, I should say, or who's like really working hard to re-rank back to gold or hit it for the first time. Because I'm really kind of thinking of having, I don't even know what to call it, maybe like a pushers thread or something for those people, and then doing maybe some homework assignments or some sort of like IPA accountability with it, just so that they can do that, like be making sure that they're doing the send, share, invite every day, and that their system, that we're duplicating the system. So I was thinking about having a special call with those people. So maybe in the comments, if you can also put who you have, I'll just grab those quick. Just write who you have that's working hard for super silver, like 50 pay points or 100 pay points, or re-ranking back up to there. And then Jody Merritt actually came to me and she's like, I feel like we need a senior gold thread. Because she's like, that gold thread, she goes, it's interesting because she's part of a thread on Marco Polo, and she's like, someone added one of their golds to that, and she's like, it totally changed the culture of that thread. And it's like, I mean, not in a bad way, but she's like, I feel like I can't say things like I would to these other senior golds that are pushing for Ruby without overwhelming that gold, because that gold does not have a team, and it's a completely different, like when you're talking to people. So she was going to make, I need to follow up with her on that, but she was going to make a senior gold thread, and she was asking me some of the people, because I feel like several of you have like one or two people that are senior gold pushing for Ruby, but they're kind of loners. Like, it's not like you all have a big team of multiple senior gold. So I feel like if we gather in all of those girls from one team, like Jody was feeling like we need to help them unite so that they can really share ideas, so that they can be encouraged, so they can not feel like loners doing this by themselves. And I feel like when there's a multiple perspectives shared, that it could really help push them, because the goal is for all of those senior goals to rank up to Ruby, like before convention, like pronto. And I feel like if like iron sharpens iron, if they can like encourage each other and share ideas, because I feel like some of the senior golds are like really driven, really red, and then some of them maybe aren't. And so it would be helpful to be in that like cloud of, let's do this, girls, let's all do it together, and kind of in that momentum cloud. So I would love to hear any refining ideas about that, and if you guys feel that would be helpful for your people.
Okay, so I get the one senior Ruby pushing to Ruby. I mean, senior gold pushing to Ruby. And so are you thinking of doing like a gold pushing to senior Ruby, or is there something for that? There's not something for that, right? It's just golds.
Gold for what?
Those that are gold pushing to senior gold.
Oh, yeah, I guess there probably are people that are gold pushing for senior gold.
Well, I'm saying, is there a thread for that? Because I know there's the gold, and several of my golds are in that, but
yeah,
that would be too big of a group though, too.
That one, I don't know how many people that would be. I feel like a lot of golds have lost rank, and so they just need to get back to gold, not be thinking about senior gold yet.
Yeah, gotcha.
I guess for my level ones, I have senior gold and above, and I have people that are trying to get to or silver or gold. But give me names of people that are maintaining gold, because actually, Amy, there's a girl under Melinda Nenakoven would they be that way? So I know there's probably people on the downline. So yeah, that would probably be helpful too. If you can.
So maybe if people are, like, should there be a certain point number where people currently are that would make sense for them to be in a group pushing? Because if someone's not even ranking to gold, it doesn't make sense to put them into pushing to senior gold.
No, they need, if they've lost rank, they need to be in there.
And I don't think that they should be allowed in the other until they re-rank.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So maybe if they're at like 200, if they're right around the 200 mark, then it's logistically, makes sense that they would be pushing for senior gold. I don't know. I'm just throwing out something.
Mm-hmm.
I agree what you're saying though, because I'm thinking of like Amanda Hardy. Like she was senior gold, but she's never pushed back to senior gold. But she's in like a gold and above thread, and she spends all of her time taking care of people and asking the questions. She needs to be, and I challenge her on this all the time, she needs to be in a thread with people who are pushing to Ruby or pushing to re-rank. She needs the competition back in the game again. Yeah. Because what she sees herself as right now is she's senior gold, but she's not. But that's what she sees herself as, taking care of all the little golds. But if she's in a thread with people who are her equal and they're pushing together, then the competition is back for her. Mm-hmm. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. Like we got to put people, I want that. I want someone with me who's pushing to rank to emerald with me. So the iron sharpens iron, not, yeah. Separate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like, I kind of feel like the people that have lost senior gold rank, I kind of feel like they need to be with the people pushing for Ruby. I feel like people that are not ranking as gold, though, I feel like they shouldn't. I don't know. This is just my vibe, is that people that aren't ranking as gold probably don't have a team under them. And so they literally just have to rebuild. And so I feel like if they're in that silver and gold thread, or like pushing for gold, I don't know. I feel like that would be better, but I feel like kind of it's a little bit of a different, and maybe it's because I know the people that have lost rank at senior gold and why, and I feel like I know why, that they need to be with those people pushing for Ruby, because it's going to push them and like really encourage and challenge them. I don't know. Because I feel like if they get put in the gold thread, they're just going to take care of those people and be challenged with those other ones. I'm actually going to take a picture of this thread so I can do it later.
Yeah, because for me, it's like when I like, there's a couple people I like to keep up with, like, how many people did you add this month? Where are your points? Not because of competition, but because that drives me. Like that pushes me to go, oh, I got to get there. Oh, come on. I want to pull them along too. I mean, that's what, pushes me along. Mm-hmm. And I think that would help some people too.
Yeah. And I think that the girls that are senior gold pushing for Ruby, I feel like they're helpers, but they're also driven. So I feel like if there was someone that was straggling or just struggling with mindset, like they would really speak into that, and it would like reiterate what we like constantly tell our people about, but like hearing it from a sideline might be easier to like actually be like, oh, I have heard that before. So, okay. Okay, this is another thing. I really want to be proactive in sharing my vision, and really like so that we can communicate the vision down and like really lift up people's leadership levels and like lift up their productivity and really help them be successful. Because when people are successful, then it's fun, and I want people to really see growth this year and see those rank ups happening. But it's going to take intentionality. It's going to take hard work for people, but they can do it. Like, I feel like I'm in a little bit of a different season in my business, where it's not like me trying to build more and more and more and more legs. I feel like right now it's kind of like, I don't know, I want to really help people be successful. And so I'm trying to give people the gift of my brain space and get not that I think I'm like anything necessarily, but I feel like with our teams, because you guys are the same way, you guys have achieved the success that those people want. And so they're like, what did you do? How do you know? So I feel like this coaching, which you guys are still in the phase of still building more legs on your team. So I would say don't neglect your own personal recruitment, because that's important. You want to go wide and build some more legs this year, some runner legs. But like helping coach people, I have really held back from this because I have insecurity issues, I guess, about feeling like I'm qualified to do that, because it feels unnatural to me. But what helped me was the fact that, one, I don't have to call them coaching calls, but like just even a phone chat, like, hey, let's chat about the month, let's just connect. And what I've found is like it's mutually beneficial, because as I've been, coaching people, it's really helped me learn. And just looking at people, so what I'm doing is breaking down people's numbers. I guess I didn't bring my sheet in. I'll take a screenshot of the questions that I'm asking. And in the course of the conversation, I try to hit on all those things. But some of you I've done calls with, but where I've had them figure out how many people their team recruited in 2018, how many people they personally added, and what their percentage of silvers is. And that's been, I feel like, really eye-opening for people, because some people have no recruitment and they definitely have not had silver development. And I feel like it helps them like look at those two things, to look at recruitment and also look at how many people they're duplicating. And also if all the silvers are on their level 1 line, then that also means that they're not like, there's a gap in teaching somewhere. And this is for me too, because I feel like I really want to help lower levels develop silvers and things like that. So I've been telling people, if your percentage is not 10% or higher, you're flatlined. Like you're not in growth mode. You're probably going backwards. But to help them see like that really, really have to get that number up to like 15%. And they should be going silver every month. So if their personal recruitment number is not like 36 people or more, they really need to work on personally sponsoring more people. But I feel like just looking at the numbers is black and white. It's not like me telling them. They get to see that. And the other thing that I'm doing is before the call, like I'm giving them homework. I can send you all this if you guys want, but I'm having them listen to their next rank up video and tell me what they need, because I feel like for me to tell them what they need is them not taking ownership. It helps lift up their leadership level, because they have to go find the video of whoever they want to listen to and then map out on paper what they need to make that happen. But I feel like letting them process out loud, letting them verbally process to me kind of what they're thinking, what they're saying, what their fears are, what maybe is holding them back or what has held them back. Because people are looking back at the last quarter of 2018 saying, yeah, I was tapped out, or yeah, I'm having to restart because I didn't do much. And my business shows that, right? Or if they were in a funk. And some of it's positive, like they worked through a lot of personal issues in the year, or they had, and so they view it from a positive angle. But just being able to process that out loud with us, I feel like is really valuable for people. And I like, there's a book called Good Leaders Ask Good Questions. Haven't read it yet, but I know Carissa Casey highly recommends that book. And I think she did that with her leaders. Like she said kind of prematurely, but she told them, she's like, girls, if we're going to do this, like we have to learn to be leaders, because true network marketing is growing teams, not just selling to a bunch of customers. And I feel like we have to help people get out of that mindset of just sign, but also like we have to do a team, because you don't want to sign up 500 people. That's not true network marketing. That's like working yourself into scary land, because you're never going to have freedom. You want to sign people, but you want to encourage that duplication so people do the things and help you maximize your work effort. But I feel like that belly to belly thing of what Emily Gibson was talking about, I feel like that's been a missing piece in my business, where it feels inefficient to me because kind of a driven red person. And that sounds really snobby, but I'm realizing this about myself. And it's about relationships. And I feel like the things that have gotten my team as a whole out of a funk or out of like a flat line has been relationship. Like, let's meet for coffee with little small groups of people, or going to visit teams. And yeah, so that's just a little bit of my brain space and my thoughts on the value of coaching calls. And then, and I'm scheduling those back to back. This is another idea that I got from Emily, but she's like, have one Zoom link and tell them, 30 minutes, and then you're going to pop off. And then, I'm having one Zoom link. So I need you to respect the next person's time and pop off when it's their time. But then it eliminates that. Oh, I got to go create a new Zoom link, and it, saves time. So I feel like 30 minutes, is like minimum, at least for the first call. Because I feel, especially if they're runners, I feel like an hour is more of like what we've needed just to kind of process through everything and get everything. I'm writing this stuff down on paper just so I have record of what we've chatted about and like who their main runners are and who their dabblers are. It just helps me get a tab on that. So if you haven't listened to the Top Enroller Call by Emily Gibson, I'm actually going to go back and re-listen to that because I felt like it was such valuable information about duplication. The other calls that I've listened to recently is Brooke's 21st Century Supplementation video. Phenomenal. I feel like sometimes I tend to really talk a lot about business with the team, but like it's because I have such firm belief in the product. So it's just a reminder to me to like continue to feed them things that are belief building for in light of the products. But Emily has another one called Creating Momentum with Silvers or something like that. It's not brand new. I listened to it, I think, in December. And if you haven't listened to her one of how her girl went senior Ruby in 3 months, that's a valuable one because she basically says like what they did to do that, which was a lot of belly to belly. And then Lauren Collingworth's video about her girl that just went Emerald. I'm assuming all of you guys listened to that, but she had some takeaways that I gleaned from that about keeping it fun and also circling back through the wholesale team and finding out who is interested in working the business, even people that have quit. And then there was
the link again.
Sure.
Okay.
And then there was another one that I just listened to on Friday night, I think. It was Brooke and Emily's team call from January, and I really liked their verbiage. Like, I want to go back and write it down. I was listening to it late at night, but I want to go back and write it down because, like, Brooke said that she didn't circle through her wholesalers and say blah, 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 about all the fast start stuff or fresh start. She said, hey, there's a sweet little, there's some sweet incentives out for ambassadors. Are you open to hearing about those fun things? And then, like, so she was basically asking permission from her wholesalers. And then if they're like, yeah, tell me about it, then she shared more. So I kind of liked that approach. It's different than what I did, but she's just like so calming. And I'm like, people do what she says. Because she's like, her verbiage is great. And I think one thing that Emily Gibson said in that, she also did like a diagram to show her people how convention contest is structured. And like silvers are huge. Like, I guess I didn't realize how huge, like that contest is structured around silvers. So if we can develop silvers and obviously recruit people and help our teams do that, like, we're golden for top prizes and stuff like that. So I think it's just really repeating the power of three. But she said that Bob Heilig says, to be a successful network marketer, it's really like a half a scotch between people that are successful and people that are not, and it's what they're saying. So anyways, that's a good one. And I don't mind putting these in the thread, so this week you guys can check those out. Okay. I wanted to talk a minute about incentives because I know like that Melody Hoppius girl like incentivize out the wazoo. And my personal perspective on that is that it's not sustainable and it's not duplicatable. And so in light of incentives, I'm not saying that you should never incentivize or do stuff fun, because I think some teams like don't do anything ever because they don't view it as an investment. And I've always incentivized, I feel like like when I was gold, like working for senior gold, if we were 10 short, I was throwing out an incentive for $10 off, like just so that we hit our numbers. And the team responded really well to incentives like that. And also rewarding ambassadors. I have something in the works for some stuff like throughout this contest, but I'm not going to throw it out the first month. But I just wanted to say, like, there's balance there. So when you listen to that girl talk about how she's earned all the prizes already for convention contests. And I'm like, is that even legit? Like, how did she do it? Which, I mean, she's working Plexus like full time. I've never been able to work Plexus like that. Like, I just can't, not the season that I'm in. And that's fine. Like, we don't have to. That's the beauty of this, is we don't have to. We can be really diligent and disciplined in the time that we have. But like, she just on kind of on another playing field. She's like 10x times 100, right? But she's really incentivizing. So I think it is good to use ideas and think, you know, how could I gift my team or whatever, but to make sure that what we're doing is sustainable, you know, and also that it's duplicatable. I feel like right now we have corporate incentives, so why would we do a whole bunch of our own? I mean, I will say, for my girl that was really working on getting that fresh start bonus, I did say, okay, hey, I'm willing to do a $10 coupon stack with you just to get these people signed, because we got to do it tonight. So I did do that. So they basically got a free membership because they had $20 off those $1.99 packs, and then she did $10 and I did $10. Actually, I need to write that down so I don't forget to pay her for that. But anyways, I feel like when corporate does incentives, like, let's use those, right? That makes sense. I did like the idea that Lauren Collingworth had about having a level 1 thread and gifting those people. So that's something that I have in my brain. I did that in October for that Maui challenge. I just basically singled out my level 1 workers and gifted them a pair of nice earrings if they did the things. So sometimes I reward productivity and sometimes I reward action. But I felt like they really appreciated that, and they worked hard for that. I know Jessica has done that in December before. Like, she's had like a challenge thing, like every couple days in a chat thread, she puts out another little homework assignment, and then at the end, if people complete that whole thing, they get to pick out Kendra Scott or something. So I kind of like that idea. I'm considering doing some sort of incentive for people going silver, like level 1's going silver. I know that girl they're doing like massages for anyone that goes silver. But I was even thinking like date night gift card, or I was like, for our team, I feel like house cleaning certificate, like for these busy moms, that like for someone to come in and clean their house for 2 hours would be like a huge gift.
Okay, let me just say, Melody told me it's not just going silver. It's whoever adds 3, she gives them a free massage. I'm like, that could be like $700.
How much is the massage that she's paying for? Because some people are able to get a massage for like $40 or something.
She didn't tell me. I didn't ask her the pricing, but I was still like, whew. Well, and because it's not just for silver, it's for anyone who gets 3, because she's chatted with me quite a bit and giving me all of her tips on the inside. And yeah, but she does do a lot of lots of incentivizing.
Her mantra is you have to spend money to make money. And I know that she's run businesses in the past. So, I mean, I track with that. Like, I get that. But like the cost of the incentive can't be more than you're making, in my opinion, unless it's for a short burst for a specific reason, like because you are making, like you're really wanting to create momentum, maybe for a week period or a 2-week period or something. I don't know. And then Tamara gave me the idea. She's like, if you run an incentive for like your 1 through 3, she's like, only incentivize those $1.99 packs for people getting signed with those. I'm like, yeah, smart, because those count for points. So I thought that was wise. I also think this is another thing. Incentives are nice and they encourage people, but I feel like recognition is free, and that means so much to people. A handwritten note, a message when you get a email from someone in your 1 through 3s or 1 through 4s that added someone, like reaching out to them and just like, hey, I'm so proud of you. Like, that's free, and that fuels people a lot. Like, I feel like we sometimes forget like how much that means to people, and also public recognition. It costs us time. It costs us time and brain space and some energy, right? But I'm just reminding us, and I've been reminding people in the coaching call threads, or coaching calls, because I think some people aren't doing that at all. And that was something for me that when I was looking at like, okay, how come my team is stalled out? This was 2 years ago. When I started to see like in my leadership, there was things I wasn't doing. Like I wasn't recognizing people. I wasn't encouraging them. Maybe I hadn't done an incentive in a while to just like renew that fresh. And sometimes when it comes from you as their leader versus 3 uplines above, like it has more meaning, than something they get from me or Jessica or someone. So anyways, that's just a little of my thoughts. And the active leader achiever, I want to continue to make that the like recognition thing. Like this last week, I feel like anyone on our teams that have added 3, let's recognize them for that on their Facebook wall. And I mean, I think it's fine to put it on the team page too. I think it encourages people to know that they did that. And if they developed a silver, I guess we do like ALA plus or something, just to be like, they added their 3 and they helped someone go silver. But I feel like setting the standard culture, power of 3, without the power of 3, our teams aren't in momentum. We're just basically adding people at each month instead of actually duplicating and multiplying. And this is something else that Emily said in that call that I really resonated with, is like, listen to the still small voice in your head. And sometimes being quiet enough to like have some margin so that we do have a quiet space to think like, what does my team need? What do they need from me? How can I help them be successful? And I know we get a lot of ideas maybe from other people's teams, and sometimes it's like just bing, bing, bing. And I know I've been guilty of like just throwing out stuff. Let's do this, let's do that, let's do this. But really, like, I have to run it through my filter, because some of those things are overwhelming and way too long. Like some of this 3-day blitz stuff, I like to pare it down so it's simpler, cleaner. And if someone checks out for a day, they're not like, whoa, I missed 35 posts. And then, what was the other thing? Oh, even like the IPA challenges, some of those have been way too long. I feel like I don't read long things. So I know some people, green people probably do, but keeping it shorter. And then if I have examples, like put them in the comments, just so visually it looks simpler and cleaner. But having that self-awareness piece as a leader, and that's one thing that struck me on Emily Gibson's call, is that she knows herself well. She knows her tendencies, she knows her strengths, she also knows her weak spots. And I feel like that's really important as a leader to know that. And then the other thing I wanted to say really quick was this system. And this is what I think I haven't been good at communicating. One, because I haven't even known what my system was. I haven't, I guess, been self-aware enough to even know what I'm doing. Because I think Genevieve said this on one of the Diamond calls. She said, a lot of people that are successful in this business, and that would include all of you guys, she called it something like almost like unaware competency. Like, we're really competent. Like, we're creative. We know how to talk to people. We have influence. We have people skills. We have that. How do we teach that to people? We're like, just go do it. Just go talk to someone. Just talk to people and share and make some posts. And some of these people like don't have a clue. And so if we can help them plug into a system, like what we learned at Super Saturday, good morning, and help them do the send, share, invite, it takes that piece of, I don't know what to say. It takes a little bit of that out because they're plugging them into a third-party tool where they're not having to do the selling so much. They're basically asking people their thoughts, and then those people are basically selling themselves on it. And then the other thing that I think is going to be absolutely helpful is that Doe app, because I think a lot of people, one, don't know what to say, so they don't say anything, and two, they have no clue when they sit down to do IPA who in the heck they're going to reach out to, because they have their list that they've already reached out to, and so I guess I'll just follow up with those people today. And they're not actually reaching out to anyone new. But this app like literally gives you the 5 people, and it's a star, and when you do it, it celebrates for you. And then I'm excited when we get our back office put into that, so that we have also the customers and the ambassadors added to that too. And you can put little notes in there. So I think that's going to be very, very helpful for our teams, because I think a lot of people aren't successful because they're basically just posting. I mean, which is good. I mean, their business is open, so people can come to them, but they're going to see a fraction of the success that they'll see, you know, unless they're reaching out with people. Oh, and then the other thing that I'm really talking about when I'm doing like individual team calls for people, which use Justin and I, if it would be helpful or encouraging to your team, even to do like a Q&A, you know, 20-minute thing on a team call, or make a special if like you want to do a top enroller call or something like that for your teams. We'd be happy to pop on and share. But one thing I'm trying to really repeat is I'm making it my system. I'm not prejudging or, yes, sweetie, do you want some cereal? I'm making it my system to sign people over the phone, which is scary for me because I'm not a phone person. And then in the course of our conversation, I'm making myself ask them, you know, hey, what are your thoughts about sharing? Because this is if they have not communicated to me that they want the business. I mean, I'm making sure I just ask that. And then if they're willing, I help them make a post and offer to host an event. So what I have been doing is just been doing the posting first, and if they do that and we work it and stuff like that, I help them work it, like Emily talks about in her call, and then I offer to do an event. But one thing Melinda Nunnick said is she's like, sometimes I feel like the post is kind of awkward, and so I'm offering to do the event, and in the process of that, they make a post because they're inviting people to that event. So I thought that was kind of cool. And she said that in her network, like parties are so popular, and she's like, people track with those because then you say, okay, if you sign up 3, then you make this much money from your party. And so that really is working for her people and how she's presenting it to them. And sometimes I feel like money talks. If we say, you know, you can host a party and you sign 3, your mom, your BFF, your sister, and you can get $422 back. So that's just a little bit of my space. I think that's everything I had written down. I do feel like the top enroller call, I'm going to keep doing that. I feel like that's helpful. I feel like people are working hard to be on that because they want to be privy, like the first people to get information from a guest speaker or whatever. And that varies each month. Like it's not the same people usually. Okay, so I'd love to hear, I know I don't have a whole lot of time, but Lynn has to hop off. Okay, do any of you have things, oh, you know what, really fast, I wanted to go over the questions that Emily does on her coaching calls, not her coaching calls, her accountability calls. So she's doing accountability calls, and I'm really not sure what that looks like. I think that I'm going to do more of the thread thing with these people working for rank ups or point goals, and then doing one call with them. And then maybe we'll do another follow-up call the next month and do more of the accountability thing within that thread. That's kind of what I'm thinking. But I'm open to ideas. If you guys are doing accountability calls and you feel like they're really valuable, I might revamp in March and do something different. But she bases hers off of rank. So I think she does like silver and gold together, senior gold, senior, or I don't know how she divides hers, but she does like a Ruby and above call, I think, or senior Ruby and above. But she said that these are the questions that she is asking. She says, when are you getting belly to belly? When are you scheduling coaching calls? What are you doing to take your leadership to the next level? When are you doing a team call? And what are you doing to support them in their convention contest goals? And I feel like people are at different levels, or different seasons maybe, or different places where some people just need to start having a team call, like they've never done that before. And so they need to lift up their leadership lid in light of doing that with their people. I thought those questions were really good. Okay, Oh yeah, I'll shoot those questions. I'll screenshot those, and I'll screenshot my other coaching call questions. Yes. Anything that you guys want to add that is working well for you guys?
Lisa and I are going to start that accountability on Sunday nights. No, not right now, Lenny. We're going to just see if it works. I don't know. We've done it in the past, just a half hour on Sunday nights. We're going to start after Super Bowl, but we were more loosey-goosey. We were loosey-goosey with our, you know what I mean? Like, oh, it's okay if you didn't get it done, or, oh, it's no big deal. And so she wants to, like, she's going to, like the requirement is the 5-3-1, 5 days a week. That's the requirement. And then and so it'll probably like weed the wheat from the chaff, right? A little bit, but it's specific, but we don't have any specific ranks. It's just anybody who wants to grow their business. Mm-hmm. So we've got some people pushing for silver, some people pushing to re-rank, whatever. But so whatever your goal is, these are the requirements. And we've kind of changed up our threads. We've got 3 conversation threads, and really it's kind of like in our mind, like the buckets of Brooks. Mm-hmm. Like, oh yeah. We've got our Pink Hope thread, which is for all of our happy wholesalers. So those are, in our mind, are like our walkers. We're just going to take care of these people because they're everybody. Mm-hmm. And then we've got our Pink Hope IPA thread, which is, sweetie, a half hour, but this is the time when you don't get to do it again.
I think I'll.
I'm sorry. So the Pink Hope is our team, and then our IPA. That's what has always been like for anybody who's like working the business. But so we're going to keep that, but that's more like our dabbler thread. Like, mm-hmm. Hey, I threw out a post, or I sent this message. What would you say? It's for like, because we do have some people who are just dabbling, and now we've got a rank up and momentum one, which is like, those are those of us who are running. So we've got the conversation threads like walker, dabbler, runner. And then we're going to do this Sunday night call for, these are our people, these are for those who want to grow. And she's saying like, we're doing it for a 3-month period. If you get 2 misses, if you miss, you're out. So we've never been like this strict before, but we've got the 3 threads that will kind of take care of the buckets, whatever bucket you want to be in. And we're going to get together once a month in a home and break bread together because that's what our team loves. Mm-hmm. So we've got all these different pockets of ways we're going to be able to take care of wherever our people are at.
I love that. I think also when you divide up your people and you don't have your dabblers with your runners, then it avoids overwhelm, because some of those dabblers, they're like, I'm out. I don't want my phone blowing up 50 times a day. That's ridiculous. So I like how you're structuring that, and I like the bucket idea. That makes so much sense. And I feel like try it. And if you, after the 3 months, there might be a different season where you morph into something else. I did ask Emily, like she said that she's not as hardcore on her accountability calls. Like she's like, with my senior goals or senior rubies and above, she's like, I don't kick people off if they can't make it to the call. She's like, it's just an opportunity for them to connect with, with like-minded and me. So I don't know with her other thread. She said she doesn't follow that sheet like verbatim anymore, but that it just I think gives a guideline for structure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. I think about the kicking people off thing too. I think we've got some people who can't do the Sunday night either. But so those are the ones I've said, well, we can hold each other accountable. If you can't come Sunday night, but you're still wanting to run, on Monday, let's chat, and mm-hmm. tell me what you need. Tell me, what I mean? We can work together. But so I don't know. We'll see.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think for a season, like sometimes that's what the team needs. They need kind of a hardcore push. Like if you're either in or out, and if they want growth, they're gonna have to make it a priority, not the priority, but a priority. Where this might give some people, I think that's where people fail, is like we're obviously very self-motivated and very driven. That's why we're successful. But a lot of people, they don't practice the slight edge. They need prodding and encouragement and like an accountability group so that they do the things, and a consequence if they don't do the things. Like almost a fear factor of like, oh, I don't want to get kicked out of that thing. I want to toe the line. Gretchen, the free Zoom would not work. You'd have to do the unlimited Zoom, which I can't remember at what point I I paid for that. I think it's like $100 for the year or something, but it was a write-off for me, and I never had to feel like I couldn't finish what I was saying or that we couldn't finish a call because we went past 40 minutes. So
My biggest thing always was that, just like Amy said, it's like the people who, like, sometimes things come up. Like, I was thinking even myself, sometimes there are just things like my husband has to be gone, or he insists that I go work on the lake house, or whatever it might be, that I'm like, we don't have internet there, I can't do this. Because that actually, that used to happen up at the cabin, because I would be up at the cabin, and most of you have been there, what the internet's like there. And so there would be times when even I was like, it was super sketchy for me to be on. And so it was hard for me to commit to people and like force them, hey, if you miss 2 calls, you're out. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to make an excuse for that, but
maybe if they couldn't be on, then they share what they did IPA wise in the thread, so that they're still staying accountable to it.
Yeah.
And if they don't do either one of those, then they're out or something. Just because, like, you're giving them the gift of your time, and you're giving them the gift of accountability. And so for them to disregard that or not prioritize it, it's showing that they really don't want it that bad. They're just saying that they want the income of Emerald or something.
I don't know, and this might be overkill, and you guys might think this is not a good idea, but what if you did something like a live or on the team page, and you talk about, we're pulling these back in, this is what we're going to focus on, who, not that you're going to do it for our teams, but you just kind of roll it out, and we can kind of see who's interested, who's game in it, and then, let them know, hey, get in touch with your sponsor, your media upline, or whatever. I don't know. What do you think about that?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes when it comes from you, they're like, oh, it's Megan, she's telling us all this stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so, I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm kind of getting a clearer picture on this. So I would be more of the helping people. Well, let me think. I don't want too many chat threads though. Like if we're funneling people, maybe what we should do is, like, I'll do a call with the people that are going for super silver and gold, and then I'll have another call for, which Jody's already doing that other thread, so I might pop in there and encourage, but do a call for that senior gold people for pushing for Ruby. But maybe the encouragement is to get plugged into a accountability call. I guess I need to get buy-in. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'll just see which leaders are doing those. And then if someone has a sponsor that's not hosting those weekly, they can plug into someone that is. I don't know. What do you guys think of people that are not actually in your downline on that call? Do you feel like that's
like a call that you would do for anybody on our whole team who's pushing for these ranks, and then you'll encourage them to plug into a weekly accountability call with their leaders?
Yeah, but I don't know if it would look like me hosting. I'm kind of thinking I would be doing smaller team coachings probably, and rank specific coaching, like in a specific call, not necessarily a weekly thing. Like the weekly thing is basically like accountability.
Right, like you would do one call for people pushing for this rank, another call for people pushing for this rank, and within that call, you could encourage them to be a part of a weekly accountability call that your team is doing.
Mm-hmm.
We're all going to start one of those.
Yeah. I guess I need to get buy-in maybe from the leaders to at least Ruby and above, that they would be willing to host a weekly call or consider that.
Lisa and I are, and if there were other teams that just don't feel like it's their season to do that, we know. We can find and hop on with ours.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let me process through that a little bit more and think whether maybe I need to host, because like I have a lot of level ones outside of top leaders. You know what I mean? Like maybe it would make sense for me to host maybe if we had like several different options, like, hey, Angie's hosting hers on Thursday at 3 p.m. I'm hosting mine Saturday morning. Lisa and Amy are doing theirs Sunday night. So if you can't be on mine, even though you're my level 1, hop on Angie's. She doesn't care, or something like that. But do you guys care? Like, do you want to keep it exclusive to your teams? Not necessarily. Okay. Because that could work. And then that gives people more choices. Because sometimes I feel like when I host, I have some people that work full time. Then I have other people that are like, oh, I can't do Monday nights. My kids have, and there's like, if we had some options for people, I'm kind of liking this. Okay. So even if someone is Ruby, but doesn't feel like they're in the season, like maybe they're in a rebuilding season in their team, they're like putting all their energy into personal sponsoring, but they would like to get their team plugged in. Maybe they have 2 runners that they feel like would be helpful to be in an accountability call. They can encourage them to like, hey, hop on Melody's or hop on Megan's. Okay. I like that idea. Okay, so I need to hop on the team page and kind of share. So we would not be starting this till February, which is this week, but not probably till next week. So it gives us some time to kind of look at our schedule to see what time. And I think, like, Angie, like what you're saying, you need some more milk? Okay. I think what you're saying, like, I feel like my life is kind of spontaneous. Like, some Saturday mornings we may be doing something else where you could delegate that. And just, please, to where you could delegate to a leader and just say, hey, Kathleen, could you lead the accountability call this Saturday because I have to be gone? But I feel like that would be valuable though, because it raises other people to lead.
To get out of Facebook.
Yeah, and definitely I did have that happen a couple times just because I was on, I just couldn't communicate. But all that in saying that's when I felt like I can always pull my people in to do it. But if as the leader, if I'm not there, but I'm telling them, if you miss, you're out. That's what kind of made it hard for me. But like, I like what you said. Hey, if you can't be there, at least share your info so that the other people can see that you've participated, you've done the work, and you're willing to share what's helped you this week.
Yeah, and I would say, like, as more milk in it, please. I would say as a leader, like, obviously we can't be missing more than we're making, but if we had a day that just we couldn't make it happen, that would, raise up someone else to be a leader. If needed. I don't know. Just a thought. Please. You say thank you.
Yeah, I think that would be super fun for my team. I love what you're saying, because runners in particular have sideline partners, with people on one team. And I have one girl in particular who just loves Molly.
No.
Is the most amazing person ever. It's really sweet. She's just really connected with her. So giving them that opportunity to kind of plug other people sometimes, I think is something I guess blue, I don't know, mostly yellows and reds, but that blue must be coming out because they love that. So
yeah, that's the other thing, is that if we let people be on other people's, they might want to hop around to different leaders, IPA or accountability calls, just to get a different perspective. Because like what I can give them is different than what you are going to give them, Melody, or what Amy will give them, just based on our color personality, or how we say things. The other thought I had is you guys could co-host them. So like Melody, if you teamed up with Gretchen or someone, and that way it's kind of like you're not having to talk the whole time or have all of the content, but you guys can kind of like go off each other. Like you could share a little bit and then she shares, and it maybe would give a bigger perspective. And in the event that one of you couldn't be on, there would still be someone to host, Just a thought. So, okay, I'm liking these ideas. I'm going to have to run. Yeah, I feel like it's a thought because it would be a shared responsibility, not all on one person. If you feel like you've never done something like this before and it would be a huge commitment, that would maybe, take some of that feeling of, oh my word, I'm responsible for all this, all these people. And there would be small groups. There's usually not a whole ton of people that hop on. I feel like 10 or less is a good amount because then people feel like they can chime in and talk. Okay. Anything else really quick? Any other quick thoughts? Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. I was just going to ask really quick. Are you still going to do like a 3-day blitz every month? I know you had said that November, December. Is that kind of the plan?
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I didn't say that yet. The teen call is going to be on the 5th. So it's the first Tuesday. I feel like we usually do the first Tuesday of the month. I'm going to make it at 9 p.m. just because we get home from swim practice and it's kind of crazy. So that's that. I'm thinking of doing a 3-day IPA thing, 5th, 6th, 7th, to prep for the 3-day blitz, the 11th through the 13th. I felt like I needed to structure it that way because I didn't want it on Valentine's Day. Sometimes I feel like I would like to always make it the same, but sometimes there's a holiday or something happening. And then Happy Half Hour would be on the 21st, which I was going to actually ask Amy Booker if she wants to host that for February.
My husband was dressing for the day. When did you want that for? February when?
Yeah, the 21st. I was kind of curious if that would be at the third Thursday.
February 21st. Can I get back to you? If it's a night that I don't have practice, I can. If it's a night I have practice, I'm not back from church until closer to 10.
Is it better to do it at on Tuesday?
Tuesdays are better. Yep.
Okay, so we could make Happy Half Hour on the 19th.
Yep.
You can just confirm that with me if you want.
Okay. And it's 4 people's testimonies?
3 or 4, yeah.
And we have a page for that, right?
Yes.
But it's not real people, real stories.
No, that's Jessica's. And I think if people want to plug into that, that's fine. I know I was wondering if that was confusing that we did that in December. The 3-day blitz will be the same group that our 3-day business blitz is in. I'm basically just wiping the information out of there, but all the people will be in there.
And when is that again?
That would be starting the 11th and ending on the 13th. And I literally don't know if it should just be a basic about Plexus, or if there should be a theme, like Joyum theme, beauty from, I know we've done like beauty from within and stuff like that, but I'm not really sure what the theme is, but anyways.
Okay, quick question. So that 3-day blitz in February, 11 through 13, that's more of a Joyum thing. It's not a slim or whatever.
Well, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'll check the Jewel page to see if anyone has any like Valentine's, themed stuff. Even if it's just a basic one, that I think that's fine. Kind of like a shortened version of the 7-day challenge.
Yeah, I'm in the process of creating a study group right now from Darcy. Darcy, she has one that she started today, I think. And it's slim, but she's, it's kind of pink, it's like, it's pinky and I don't really see Valentine's, but I do see like, pink. So it's kind of
okay.
neat. So.
Okay. Yeah, I wanted to not overbook the month. So that people feel like they have time to host their own, if they want to do their own testimony night with their team or a gut health class or do their own 3-day blitz or something.
Did we have a 3-day blitz for Joyum that we've done in the past? I can't remember.
I think we did. Oh, when was that? I thought we did. Didn't we do one?
I was thinking maybe it was in
the fall.
Fall, yeah.
I think so.
Oh, what was it? You just mentioned something a minute ago about Joyome.
Beauty with
Bright and Love.
Beauty from
No,
Within.
Bright, that's mine. Beauty. Okay.
I feel like
Some
I
of it.
want to limit though to just Joyome because
Yeah.
we do have like good new products.
Did we do that last one with just Joyome? Or was it Joyome and Slim? I feel like it was both.
The one in December was kind of a little, overview of like highlighting several products. It definitely wasn't everything, but it was more of like a teaser. Okay, I have to pop off here, girls. It was great to connect with you all, and I did record it, so I know Lisa couldn't pop on, and it looks like Molly's not here. So, hi ho for a good February. I'm excited, and as we close out January, I'm just wanting to repeat about helping people fresh start and fast start. So.
Hey, where do you want us to send the list of like who's going to Leaders Retreat in Arizona and the people that are pushing for it? On here or just
send me the link or send me a list of your people pushing for it, and then we need to put an RSVP on the team page, because we need people to RSVP fairly quickly after they earn it, so that we can make all the arrangements. Just finishing, just to have all the list of everyone that's for sure coming, because I know that not everyone that is earning it is able to come. So just so that we know for sure what the number is. Okay, have a great day, guys.
Hey.
Thanks for popping on.
Pray with us about I so want to come, Megan. I want to support you, and I want to be encouraged selfishly myself. So we're just massively praying about, because it's our bread and butter now. Do you know what I mean? And so I'm just we're trying to be wise and Dave Ramsey, and Kevin's not opposed to it. He's like, we just gotta, let's just give it to the Lord for a little bit first, so it won't be for lack of me not wanting to come, that's for sure. And Lisa's strong arming me, so I'll probably, so anyway, awesome. So just
okay.
all right,
alrighty. Okay. Bye, girls.